Okay, so we're going to talk about key changes. As you read, there's a thing about the suspended chords and passing notes, but the whole theory is you kind of want to destabilize, your pattern. So you got 1, 4, 5, and there's a suspended 4. Now, it can also resolve to the 1 as a kind of similar in feel to, this is called the amen resolve when you go from 4 to 1. Suspended has that sort of feel too, except there are different notes. But what you can use it for, say you want to go from C to G with its F sharp. You can be playing not great picking there, but what I did is I went C, F, G, and this isn't like the only way to do it, I'm just giving you an example. C, kind of gives it that unsteady thing. You still got the F there. Then I hit an E, F. Really sounds distorted, and then it resolves into the G. That's one way, just C, G, F sharp, G, instead of going to the F. You can also just kind of go, just stick the F sharp in there. So there's a bunch of different ways to get between keys. You can also insinuate a chord. For instance, the F chord has F, G, A, B, C. So F, C, and A. Well, you could go C, G, then I just hit the A and the C, F sharp, G. And so I've insinuated the F chord by only playing 2 of the notes, but instead of hitting the F note, I hit the F sharp, and then resolve into the G, which is the one of the scale G major. Or you can also resolve into the E minor, which is the relative minor. Like that. So several different ways. The key changing, of course, you may have noticed that when I play the 1, 4, 5 of C, that has that particular feel. But if I play in G, it's, you can hear that even though it's the same 5, 4, 1, 1, 4, 5, it has a very different sound, or feel actually. Or D, where you're going to have D, G, and A. That's 1, 4, 5. C. That's 1, 4, 5. It's just in those different keys. So playing the different keys actually has different feels to them. And so you can use the sound of a C for one part of it, C major for one part of what you want, and then go to your A minor for the relative minor. And then, you want to kind of get more of a G major feel. So you go from the E to, you put it in F sharp to, now you're in G, your 4 is C, and your 5 is D. And of course those all have relative minors and majors to them. So you can see, you can kind of like shift back and forth using passing notes, inverting chords, Like, because the D is like this, but it has an F sharp, we've talked about before, you can play D like this. So you could go G, C, D, G, C, D, and then drop to the E minor, which is the relative minor of C, but it's also A, B, C, D, E, the 5 of A minor, which of course leads back to C major. I know it's kind of circuitous, but this is all interlocked, and you can use all these different ways to kind of change keys, move around, have the happy major, the kind of somber minor, the different types of sounds of the different keys. Some are happier, some are less happy, some are like more, versus, they just have a different feel. You can express different types of feelings with the different keys. So we're starting to get, a lot deeper into how the music all is structured. But as you can see, there's still a structure to the whole thing. It's like your coat of the song can look many different ways, but inside there's a coat hanger that the coat hangs on, and it has a structure that pretty much stays the same. Even though you do all this inverting and key changes and relative majors and minors, the coat hanger still is based on a fairly set group of principles that interlock with each other and support one another as you move between the various keys, and majors and minors, and keys and things like that. Okay, work on it. It's kind of fun. I used to love getting a piece of paper and a pencil and just kind of like working out on paper how to do all the chord changes and how they all work together. And you'd build these long songs, and they would just work because the theory of them makes them work. So you might want to try that too.